the surgery I chose to do to save me, to help me, is now ruining everything. I 1000% regret my gastric bypass. Hi, Scene TV. This is my story. I struggled with my weight during high school. Unfortunately, that spilled into my adult life. When I first got pregnant, I was like 440 pounds. By the end of it, I was 500 pounds. I knew when I had my son that I didn't want to be the mom that sat on the sidelines or wasn't able to run around. I had to get it into gear. I bought a food scale. I bought an exercise bike. I lost almost 150 pounds by myself, but it took a year. I just wanted it to be done faster. I thought that gastric bypass would help give me a good life and wonderful, good years with my son. But boy, was I wrong. The entire purpose of gastric bypass is to not absorb all of the calories and the nutrients. What they do, they take my stomach and they create a separate pouch so that you get less calories so that you lose weight. Within 4 months, I felt like something was very wrong. I was really struggling with eating, heartburn, I had stomach pain. I went for a endoscopy and I had an ulcer, a very large ulcer. So 7 months post-op, and I already have my first complication. It became a dumpster fire. After that, I had abdominal pain, I was short of breath. My surgeon found 2 large hernias. He fixed that. Not even 2 weeks later, back for a second surgery, he went in and did another scope, and I have multiple strictures where the pouch that he created with the gastric bypass, there's a portion here that can be closed too tight to where food can no longer pass through easily. So it was decided to start what's called TPN, Total Parenteral Nutrition, and to have a PICC line. TPN means that you no longer eat by mouth. The whole purpose was to rest my stomach. So you hook up to your bag of food for 14 hours every single night. And I did that for 6 to 8 weeks, and I didn't eat during that time. You go from me going from 500 pounds to 184 at that point. And then I started experiencing shortness of breath, palpitations, passing out, and I was diagnosed with POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which was triggered by all of the sudden weight loss. Losing a very drastic amount of weight can cause your autonomic nervous system, basically the computer chip that controls everything. Mine is damaged, and I was not informed that this was a risk. I realized that I wanted my bypass reversed because I don't want this to be my life forever. I got my gastric bypass reversed a month ago. I wish I could come on here and say, now my life is great. I still can't work. I can't hardly care for my son. If you are currently in a situation where you had the gastric bypass and you're struggling like me, don't lose hope. You have to keep going. And you can smile through it. You can cry through it. I've done both. But just don't give up. I am Scene. Are you? Subscribe for more.